Greetings, hello, and welcome everyone to a Halo Wars 1 gameplay video. I found this 10-year-old gameplay on my hard drive, but it doesn't have any commentary, so while the gameplay's 10 years old, I'm recording the commentary today in 2025. This is Halo Wars 1 gameplay back on the 360. This is before Halo Wars 2 came out, that's how old this gameplay is. Anyway, we're playing on Exile 3v3 right off the bat. My teammate, that General Anders, quits, and then someone on their team quits too, a Cutter. So I think it looks like to be a mirror match, actually, a Forge and a Prophet. I'm Prophet and my teammate's Forge. And we're going to see how this game goes. I played a lot of Halo Wars 1 standard multiplayer towards the tail end of how Halo Wars 1 was on the 360. And there's just something about the Halo Wars community, even kind of goes into Halo Wars 2, which is... some people just quit as soon as the game starts. It never made any sense, especially in Halo Wars 1. It was all the time. I don't know if it was because people didn't like Exile, they didn't like where they were on the map because of how easy it is to rush or something, but I didn't really hate Exile all that much. I mean, is it probably the worst threes map in Halo Wars 1? Yeah, it probably is. I'd much rather have like Fort Dean or I mean, really, any of the threes maps I would like better than this. Anyway, we open up with a temple so we can get the Prophet. Well, I like to dump the chair out. I get the chair going so we can get a hero getting some resources. The Ghost is getting some crates as well. In Halo Wars 1, one thing that's different between Halo Wars 1 and Halo Wars 2 is you don't actually know where the crates are. In Halo Wars 1, you don't have true fog of war. Meaning you actually have to, like, go through and reveal the fog of war with your units. In Halo Wars 1, it's just kind of not seen. You can't, the entire map's revealed. You just can't see into the fog of war. Whereas in this, you have to reveal the map. And by doing so, it reveals crates. There's different crate locations in the maps in the first game. And I do think that actually I prefer that. Halo Wars 1, just even, like, looking at this gameplay, like... I still prefer Halo Wars 1 over Halo Wars 2. I mean, just even at the dynamic of Exile, there's these 2 reactors in the back that can give you up to 2 additional power levels, but those are protected by veteran rebel squads. Maybe they're flood squads. I don't know, actually, on this map. And so you have to make the decision, like, is that worth it while maybe you're aggroing them and maybe getting attacked by your opponent? It's kind of... an interesting dynamic. The teammate is exboing here. I don't know how much time we're in. We're about maybe 3 minutes or so, maybe a little less than 3 minutes in game time. Red's scouting there. We found out that, of course, the Prophet is down at the bottom for their team.
Warehouse upgraded.
I'm making an elite honor guard, so it looks like, it's funny, like I'm calling my own plays as if I don't even know what's going on. It's 10 years old. I have no idea what I did here.
Warehouse complete.
Looks like I'm making elite honor guards because I want the power. I got the upgrade for the Prophet to make the fuel rod cannons out of the chair. The chair is just so cool. I just wish Halo Wars 1 had a better way to play it in today's day and age, not custom games that is the definitive edition. I still rest my case. So these will be anti-infantry. Looks like actually I'm just going to straight run and get in the reactor maybe. Just let the chair kind of take the aggro to get veterancy. So probably, yeah, there we go. So reactor claim. Teammates double exboing. That's so bold. That's wild. But you get a lot of power crates too as a reward on top of the power for doing that as well. The scout's still going around scouting. Surprised we've not seen any sort of hero rush out of the Prophet or anything like that. I know the opening games of Halo Wars 1 is slower, a lot slower than Halo Wars 2, and then it gets more exciting as time kind of progresses. By the way, there is still a playlist of Halo Wars 1 multiplayer games on the channel, a couple of old ones and some relatively new ones. And I'm going to look through the archives and see what isn't on there and try to bring some of these old ones back, maybe with James or just... there's some I did by myself, like this one here. And so just let me know in the comments if you want to see more of that, and maybe I'll even start recording some new Halo Wars 1 if we can find people to play. I'm literally staring here. I guess I, like, went to go get a drink or something. This is, like, so cringe when I'm looking at myself here. Like, do something. Teammates looking at me like, what is this clown doing? Teammates also double explode as well. All right, so I'm back. Maybe I don't know, maybe I sent a text. Who the hell knows? All right, so I'm doing a reactor. I'm sorry, a factory. Am I not going to get the second power? Maybe I am. The chair's finally moving. Dadgum, that base is full of supply pads. He's going to have 2 bases full of supply pads. I see why he's doing that. He's going to make a double reactor. Here come the tanks. So this dude is like, I'm just going to go straight resources, which is so bold. The strategies you can do in Halo Wars 1 is so funny to me. The chair is fighting more flood.
Warehouse complete.
That's so cool to say, by the way. Looks like I'm going Wraiths. So we're going straight tanks. We don't care about, their counter of air. Oh, look, chair on chair combat, but that chair doesn't have... Look at this. I'm like, yeah, I don't care that you're attacking me, pal. Will I send the Elite Honor Guard? I will. He's going to send one, too. Maybe I'll just beam it. He might try to get in there and maybe steal, like an upgrade, maybe?
Local units.
So that Elite Honor Guard can't attack from range, so I think I might just have... Well, maybe we'll find out. I don't know. The difference, from a mechanic standpoint, is shield generators take up building slots in Halo Wars 1 compared to turret slots in Halo Wars 2. Kind of like, I guess, as you would maybe have mega turrets in Halo Wars 2 take up building slots. It's kind of comparable to that. I'm walking the base. Looks like I'm making a hunter squad. Getting an upgrade there. I don't know why I'm going hunters. Teammate is checking everything out. I'm staring at the base again. I guess I'm sending another text. Who knows? Maybe I'm on Twitter. I honestly have no idea why I do this. It's actually kind of aggravating 10 years now. The chair's back up on the minimap. Am I going to pay attention to that?
Engagement.
Oh, he has the upgrade. Yeah, so maybe I should beam it. He has a star, too.
What is it?
I'm going to run out of resources.
Local units.
Yeah, so he got the upgrade. He might actually win there unless I get, like, ancestral... What's it called? Ancestral perversion, I think is what it's called. That upgrades the...
Factory complete.
I'm going to try and send another Elite Honor Guard over there. What's so cool about the dynamic... Maybe it's a mechanic in Halo Wars 1, is that you can use... It's like every base has a teleporter. And that takes you to your hero unit. Like, that, I feel like that's so OP. Even today, like, it's like... You could just keep your units at your base and then send your hero somewhere. I guess I don't care if the hero dies. I mean, there's another text message that I'm sending. I mean, cringe... Oh, so his hero left? Why did his hero leave?
I hear you.
I've let this guy have this for way too long, by the way. He probably got, like, 3 upgrades. No telling if he got, the reactor on his side or not. I honestly have no idea. Let's go scout a little bit more, I guess, is what I'm saying. That should be a flood base, right? Yep. The flood bases are so cool. That dude's scouting me. All right, so he's back again.
No match for me.
Local units.
You gotta wait a second to get back in the cover.
Reactors playing.
There's really no benefit in doing that outside of, am I gonna queue up the upgrade? Yeah, I am. Ancestral perversion. All right, so that does make sense. Then I'll beat his chair.
Units.
I said, okay, I'll bring the Ghost, I guess. Why don't I just send the Ghost to the teleporter? Get him right there immediately. Yeah, I guess it don't matter. Who cares? So it looks like I want to upgrade Hunters and go
Show me
Wraiths, maybe? I guess that's because there's Forge on the other team. And I don't really know kind of like what Forge will be doing here. More Elite Honor Guards, maybe, for an anti-infantry purpose. I'm not quite sure. That base is still locked. We're unlocking it. What are we sending? 1 Hunter Squad. 2 Hunter Squad.
Local units.
Just 2 of them. All right, so there's Ancestral Perversion. He teleported. He went home.
Scorch.
Maybe I'll get a
Research.
Jackal Squad and put them in the cover. I mean, I don't know. I feel like that's kind of probably one of the best cases for you to do. I really need to get my economy going here, I feel like, but I'm spending all my money on
Research.
upgrades for units I don't even have. I ask myself questions like, what was I thinking in this part? I mean, oh, that base is gone, so maybe the Prophet, that's how he got the stars there. Maybe I don't know. I feel like that's kind of Rally point, check it out. Bases. Yeah, jackals are in the cover. That's the right move.
Reactor claim.
Divine absolution. That's what makes the chair fly.
Defense gauntlet. Research.
That's what makes the chair. That's what makes the chair fly. So I think we'll like that.
Enemy engagement.
We are engaged, but he doesn't have the upgrades. I don't know why he wants the smoke. He doesn't have the gas.
All units.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's bring the ghost. The ghost does no damage, but it's really funny to watch. He could. Yeah, I'm gonna lose my ghost. Yep, that was smart of me. And then he's gonna get away again.
Local units.
I'm setting a local rally point there.
Required.
I would like for me to check on it how the teammates doing. I can kind of see he just flared. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. It's like 5 or 6 tanks. I guess I'm going fully upgraded hunters, and I also want to get plasma modulator. The names of the upgrades were so cool. Plasma modulator and ancestral perversion and spirit bond and
Divine absolution.
overdrive. I
Research.
mean, Ensemble just knocked this game out of the park. I mean, they understood the assignment, I think is a better way to put it. I mean, it's just such a good game. Oh, I love Halo Wars 1 so much. All right, so we're getting a beam upgrade.
What is it?
Okay, so I do fly. This is where maximum trolling is unlocked.
Warehouse up.
What I like to do, like a strategy I
All
always
units.
did, was like
All
kind of get a
units.
bunch of wraiths and keep them by the teleporter to send to your
Regret sentence.
by your
research.
teleporter. Just fly to someone's base and then drop them all and then kind of go away. What was great about Halo Wars 1 too is you could kind of find out what your
Assault
opponents were
beam
doing based on
research.
sounds that you could hear, which doesn't happen in Halo Wars 2.
What now?
What I mean by that is, like, you've just heard that explosion in the background. That
suppose.
means that either someone destroyed a building on their base or they destroyed an enemy base, but I don't think it makes that sound on flood bases, to my knowledge. That dude's 4 power, and that's all production buildings. So that's 3 factories and a barracks. Dude's got 2 bases of heavy supply pads. He played that perfectly, the teammate. So now I'm just kind of double pumping wraiths, it looks like. Maybe I'm kind of pivoting into that since I saw maybe the teammate has such good vehicles. I'm actually not quite sure. Things are about to get busy here.
Ready to serve.
And we don't see a whole lot of early aggression in this game. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I do feel like in Halo Wars 1, it heavily favors the Covenant in early aggression. I mean, what's really stopping you from sending your hero unit and bothering someone's base immediately? I'm not really quite sure. But nonetheless, we're about to find out what happens when you let someone cook for too long. It's just the aesthetic, the sounds, the units, the maps, the design, the art style, like everything is just so much more Halo, in my opinion, in Halo Wars 1. It really is a timeless classic, and there's even like that really cool camouflage that are on the Wraith tanks there.
Local units.
Maybe I'm gonna go bug that base. I don't know why I'm bugging that base. Maybe I want a 3rd base. But there is that open base slot kind of by the Prophet. Maybe I just want to see if he has it or not. Maybe I'll take it.
Local units.
It does have score as well from killing units and all the rest, which I always thought was really cool. So you could actually see, like, not only did your team win, but, like, what position. Because, like, if there's 4 players, you could have, like, 1st and 4th and still win. Or even 2nd and 3rd and still win
Local
in terms of
units.
overall points.
All units.
It just kind of tells you on, like, how well someone played. And that's a multiplier given on how effective you were, how many units you destroyed, how many units you lost, your upgrades, maybe even your resource count and bases and things like that. I'm getting a good amount of units. Teammate has Wolverines
Shield of
and
the
tanks.
Forerunners. Research.
That's great for when the Prophet flies. It's kind of like, what would stop that
Local
outside of
units.
Going now.
mass hunters?
All
You gotta think
units.
about it too. Like,
I
really,
know.
what is the most effective anti-vehicle that UNSC has?
Wraith.
Because Cyclopses being anti-vehicle actually wasn't a thing in Halo Wars 1. Cyclopses were a unique unit to Forge, and they were anti-building. They didn't have a range at all. They would...
Yes.
Oh, look at that guy. What a gentleman.
Prepared.
the Cyclopses in Halo Wars 1 would actually, like, run up to a base and, like, pull a piece of base metal off and then throw it. And that's wild to me. All right, so this game's only got about maybe 5 minutes left here.
Go.
Maybe a little less. I don't know why he's flaring up my base.
Outpost ready.
You know, one thing I never noticed, too, by the way, that people never did, and I'll put myself in that group as well, is people didn't make engineers a whole lot with their army comp. You see that all the time in Halo Wars 2, and even, like, Nightingales and such, where people would make healers to actively heal their units. You know, kind of...
Regrets doom. Research.
Oh, look at that. He stole my base, that animal.
Keep upgrade complete.
And that just doesn't happen in Halo Wars 1. That's kind of interesting to me, huh? So I don't understand what this is. He stole my base and he put nothing but shield generators on it. I know that, like, really slows down everything, but doesn't that also hurt him as well? Like, he has to spend all that money there. I feel like you would only do that if you're
For the company.
way ahead in the economy. It's really the pinnacle of base denial, and I absolutely love it. Looks like the teammate's kind of moving.
Enemy engagement.
He went cringe air. I actually don't know how good cringe air is in Halo Wars 1. The sacrifice is kind of OP.
Show me where.
So it looks like everyone's been aggroed to everyone. The teammate's on the move. My base might be toast. Looks like I'm preparing myself there for the inevitable. We are going to build a couple of wraiths. Teammates flaring on where he's moving to. There's some Spartan tanks there. Okay. Found the gentleman's base.
Yes.
Get ready, boys. This is what I love. So you kind of like move your profit kind of like around the base to give your units some room, and they just kind of all spawn. They all teleport right here.
Very well.
And that's so hard to stop because if they use a D-bomb, a disruption bomb, you can just fly to the other side.
Wraith. Ready to
And it's
serve.
really hard to get the entire area of your base around. Like, that base is toast, dude. Remember, in Halo Wars 1, the bases get stronger for UNSC the more buildings are built. So sometimes it is effective to strip the base to make it easier to kill the main base building. I'm going to get his base before he even gets mine. He just flat out quits. Very Halo Wars 1 we're seeing here, like through and through. The slightest issue, people quit.
Wraith prepared.
But that's okay. I wish I could go back in time and play this game
team
again,
is victorious.
just as it was on the 360. There it is. I got second place overall. Other guy quit, the other prophet of regret. I destroyed 13 units. I don't know, looking at that quickly, on how many I lost there, but also you can look at the map. You can't even do that in Halo Wars 2. There's a full shield base. I didn't understand that. Anyway, that's going to be the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts of this in the comments down below. If you want to see more of these, I can try to find on my archive drive. And check out the playlist for more Halo Wars 1 content. I'll see you, James.